Hey y'all, my name is Jennifer with True to You Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me. And today's WTH bite is going to be on how to do bridge pose. So for bridge pose, let's come to our bottom. Knees are bent, feet are on the floor. Your feet are parallel to each other and just begin to slowly roll back onto your back. Your spine is long. Your shoulder blades are tucked down your spine. So they're gliding down your spine. Let's find that first. Bring your feet so they are underneath of your knees. You can reach down, kind of see where they are in relation to your hands. You hear that cue quite often to touch your heels with your fingertips. Now, my arms must be extremely short because if I touch my heels with my fingertips, my knees are jutting forward and not with my ankles right underneath of my knees. So I have to take mine a step forward or so. Again, our feet are still parallel to each other. You're going to press those toes into your mat, especially your big toe, your pinky toe, and your heel, sucking that mat up with the inner part of your foot, just like you would in Tadasana or your warrior poses, things like that. Zip up your abs, contract everything, pulling your belly button towards your spine. Engage your glutes and your hamstrings. You're going to start to roll up one vertebrae at a time, keeping your belly button pulled down, raising those hips up towards the sky. So you are in a diagonal position here. Like if I wanted to roll a ball from your knees, it's going to go all the way down to your chin, just one long line. Push your chest up, so you think about your chest towards your chin. Instead of chucking your chin to your chest, let's have our gaze up towards the ceiling and really push through the floor, raising those hips up high. Doing that, you're going to engage your glutes and your hamstrings a whole lot. You're really going to get some fire in there. Your hands can be pressed into your mat with your palms flat on your mat to help support you. You can also bend your elbows so your fingertips are facing the ceiling like little robot arms. Both of those ways are going to help push your chest up. Or the other option you have quite often is a bind, so your hands clasp beneath your back. You walk your shoulder blades under you some. Really reach your hands towards your feet. Think about pulling them down there, really popping that chest up. Your belly button is engaged back towards your spine the whole time. Big inhales and exhales. When you're ready to release down, we roll down one vertebrae at a time. So to find the engagement, you can take a block, place it between your inner thighs. Really squeeze that block. Squeeze it nice and hard. Relax a little. Squeeze it again. Relax a little. Squeeze it again. And this time with that squeeze, let's start to raise up into our bridge pose again. One vertebrae at a time, starting with your tailbone, lifting your hips up towards the ceiling, your belly, your chest, pushing it forward. Really squeeze that block. That's going to find that engagement even more throughout your glutes and your hamstrings. Really going to build some fire in this pose. Squeeze. You can kind of release that squeeze a little and re-squeeze. Release that tension a little in your thighs and re-squeeze. Release and re-squeeze. You'll feel the difference then from when you're squeezing that block and when you're not. That way you can find that engagement for that fire. And exhale, let's roll down. Another option though to find that engagement too is to take your strap, wrap it around your thighs, tighten it up some, really push into the outer part of that strap, and then begin to raise your hips up, continuing that engagement of pushing your thighs out, really into the strap. And that's going to light up your outer hips some more. And release. If you really want to go for it, you can use both the block and the strap. And then that's going to give you that thought of in and out like we did with just the block where we're releasing and contracting. So you can contract and squeeze that block and then kind of release and take your legs out. Feel that outer thigh, squeeze, feel your inner thigh, out, feel your outer thigh. But your feet are still underneath of your knees. If you go out farther, it's perfectly fine. It's not like it's going to hurt you or anything. Whenever you go up into it, you're just going to feel it a little bit differently in your hamstrings than you do when your feet are right underneath of your knees. If they're in closer towards your bum, that's fine as well. Again, you're going to feel it a little bit differently. Depending on your knee strength, if you've had any knee issues, this may be more uncomfortable, but find the spot that's comfortable for you. And then the last is you can do bridge as like a yin pose. So it's a supported bridge. Use a block, a pillow, cushion, blankets, whatever you would like. Push into the floor again, raise your hips up, slide it underneath of where your tailbone is for the most part, and sink down into your prop, whatever you're using. This is going to help open up the front of your body and release some tension. A bridge is a slight inversion as well, so it will help to slow your heart rate and lower your blood pressure. And you can do it at different heights, so you may like it a little lower. You can go up a little bit higher, which it's easier to do with the block to quickly adjust those positions and relax. Feel the ground support you, feel your prop support you. Release that tension as you're in this pose. To get out of it, push into the floor again, lift your hips up, and slide your prop out from underneath of you, lowering back down to the floor. So I hope that helped y'all out with bridge pose and some different ways to do it to find that engagement. Remember to find what is comfortable in your body. You may hear cued, this is exactly the way you do it, yada, yada, yada. That might not be comfortable for you. Adjust it some to find what does work for you, so then you can enjoy the benefits of the pose. If y'all have any questions, please let me know. I would love it if you would like and subscribe, and I will see you later. May you always stay true to your intentions, true to your heart's desire, and speak loving truth to those around you. Love ya.